So I decided to do a Valentine's Day tutorial using my Glinda palette because I hardly ever use it and it's got lovely nice soft colours in. So I'm going to start off by using my NARS Sheer Glow, and it's in Gobi, and I'm going to use a buffing brush and just buff this in all over the face, covering all of my terrible skin. Next, I'm going to use my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, which I use all the time because it's amazing for covering up blemishes. And I'm just going to dab it dab it onto all the red areas on my face. It's quite a few. I have just like, not necessarily spots, but just little red dots. And then I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Brightener concealer thing that I don't really know what to call it. It's like the Touche Eclat, and I'm going to put that underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to buff that in with the buffing brush that I use for my foundation, and just dabbing it in rather than buffing in circular motions. Then I'm going to use the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Pink Gold as a base. It's a really nice pinky shade, and these are really easy to use. I'm just going to put it on my fingers because it's easier to blend it out with my fingers rather than a brush. And then I'm going to get the Oz, the Great and Powerful Glinda palette, and I'm going to use Magic. And it's this really, it looks bright pink, but it's not really as bright as you would imagine it to be. And then I'm just going to put that all over the lid, all over where I've put the Maybelline Colour Tattoo, just to make it a little bit brighter. Then I'm going to use South. This is like a silvery browny colour. And I'm just going to put it into the crease and on the outer V, just to give me a little bit of depth. And then I'm going to use my 217 buffing brush and just buff that in so that it blends with the magic that I've put on all over. Then I'm going to use Aura, which is the double shadow in the palette, and this is like a bluey tinge and a creamy tinge, and when you mix them together they make a really iridescent sort of highlight. So I'm going to put that in the inner corners of my eyes, and I'm going to put a little bit on my brow bone as well. And then I'm going to use my Maybelline Studio Gel liner with my 217 brush, so any sort of fine angled brush will do. I find it easier to use angled brushes with gel liners, and I'm just going to put a thin line of the gel liner on top of the lashes and flick it out slightly as well. And then I'm going to use the Benefit They're Real mascara because I don't want sort of big clumpy lashes. I want something that's quite lengthening, so I'm going to use this. And make sure you get all those bottom lashes as well. And then I'm going to set my foundation with the Studio Fix powder from MAC, and mine is in NC15, And I'm just going to use my Zoeva powder brush and just sort of push it into all the areas that I've put any concealer or any of my highlighting pen, just to set it and make sure it doesn't move. And then I'm going to use a really sheer pink blush, Max Well Dressed, and I'm just going to put that onto the tops of my cheekbones. And then I'm using Soap & Glory's Glow All Out highlighter, which has a slightly pinky tinge to it, and I'm just going to put that on top of where I've already put the MAC Well Dressed, just to give my cheekbones a bit of a highlight. And then I'm going to use my trusty MAC Omega to fill in my brows, because it is the best for blonde eyebrows. Then I'm going to go in with some Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker in Nudist, and this is just a really nice nude gloss stick. Really simple to put on and it's just great for everyday wear. And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!